Oh, is that a? Did we? I think we got a woo from Tiffany. I think Tiffany wooed.
Oh, that was at the beginning of Kirk's corner.
Oh, okay. So I'm a little late. I gotta. Someone's got to pay it. Someone's got to pay more closer attention to the. And we're like, what? We got an instant message of some delivery from the Pony Express showed up. Oh, that's a bit dated.
You want to do? I was gonna say, do you want to do a little
Go
less?
for Yeah, just go for it.
If you guys don't put box in, I'm not. I mean, is this baseball or baseball? Come on. Without box, it's nothing. So are we going with the same teams? Is it going to be see if they can even up the score here?
You want to
One
do
to one.
that? I'm fine with playing the Blue Jays again.
Yeah, same team. Do like a little mini series, kind of like they would do with the in the regular leagues. We'll do a. We're gonna go ahead and do the same teams.
Oh God, this is so slow. While I'm doing that, let's see if I can. Chris, I don't know if you have. Um, yeah, let's go red this time.
You can change their pants. Did I see that? Did I see that
Probably.
right? Just I mean, your
I can't.
baseball players shitting their pants. That was a little 3D action there.
Yeah. So Chris,
Sir,
that's the wood one.
see that looks all right too.
See, that looks actually like wood.
Yes, sir. Hey, pick the
Oh,
the field here, dude. Pick the field.
Yeah, focus. All right, all right. While they're picking the stadium, the announcer is
I
gonna go
passed the
throw a
Rockies
whiz.
station. There we go. For some reason, I was thinking it was going to take longer than that.
And just for a little bit of information, the Rockies did lose tonight. That bums me out. I do like the Rockies, even though they hurt my feelings every year. You know what? We're gonna go with a different pitcher. We're gonna go with John Gray this game, just for. Oh, you're gonna use the same pitcher, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Hinjin Ryu is. He throws so slow.
I know. It works so well for me, though.
Yeah, but I don't like the slow pitches.
I know. That's why I picked it.
All right, this game is pretty awesome. I am enjoying it on the Xbox.
I am not. I have lost every game I've played.
Well, that's because you suck at baseball. But
I'm not disagreeing with that.
that's neither here nor there.
You're not wrong with John sucking at baseball.
Let's go with the first home run.
That was a good home run. Very impressive.
And that was terrible. I'm a little interested in seeing what competitive. I haven't played this game a whole lot yet, so I'm gonna have to get my chops back in. But I'm kind of curious to see how the competitive goes because
I would guess I would not do well.
well, the pitching aspect I've gotten down again. Uh, I think the hardest part is the batting, especially when you get a pitch right down the middle that you don't swing at.
And then
But
you
I can work
swing
on
at
it.
the stuff at the dirt.
Oh, see, I swing at the shit in the. All right,
Swinging at the garbage.
come on, Trevor.
Throw a spitball. Can you put some rub the ball with some sandpaper or put some sunscreen lotion on it?
Announcer, let's go. Let's bring it.
Let's bring it. 0-2. Man, once again, early swinging, not going deep in the count, and he's sitting down.
All right.
I heard the Colorado Rockies were named after Rocky the squirrel, the flying squirrel from Bullwinkle. Is that actually? I
Probably
hold that
accurate.
thought. This just in. Actually, it was the mountains. It was the mountain.
Although the squirrel would be much more interesting. Goddamn, what's their mascot? Oh, it's the dinosaur, isn't it?
Oh, the Rockies mascot.
That was a perfect swing.
It's like a triceratops thing, right?
Yeah.
Chris, what kind of dinosaur? Come on, you should know this.
It's Triceratops, and his name is Dinger.
Dinger. That's okay.
We have. I have a pretty good baseball knowledge, especially when it comes to the Rockies, but all around baseball knowledge, and we have Dinger, the mascot. John Gray is pitching.
Speaking of dingers, that one's hit way
one's
back.
gone.
He's up and it's gone. Up on the scoreboard. Put it up for the Blue Jays.
Kevin Biggio, son of Craig Biggio, you son of a bitch.
Colorado's going to have to start building a wall to keep the Canadians out because they are beating them.
Ooh, just late.
And anybody who does know anything about John Gray, he does give up homers every now and then. So,
spoken like a true Rocky fan, shitting on the Rocky pitcher. Screw that guy. That sounds like you have there's resentment. That guy cost you a playoff game or two, I'm guessing.
as a lifelong Rocky fan, I did once start a website that was called RockiesSuck.com.
He did. Holy
True story.
Shit. I forgot
That's
all
a lot
about
of
that.
anger at the Rockies.
I forgot all about that. This is also not your first foray into podcasts. Obviously not.
People were showing up to talk about like the Rocky movies, and you're like, no. That Rocky 3 does suck, but no, the baseball team.
I did have a sports podcast for a few episodes just because it was fun, and
goddamn, that was so long ago.
It was.
How intense is a sports podcast? Were you wearing your protective cup?
Not generally.
No, okay, so not that hardball. Okay.
Oh,
we got a it's over the head of everybody. Another homer. Look at those Rockies go. Oh,
this is the exact opposite of the last game.
Now we're caught up. It's back 1-1. It's a ball game, everybody. It's even Steven. That was the gayest check swing. Don't ever do that again. Come on.
No, I enjoyed doing the sports podcast. It was a lot of fun. I listen to sports talk radio quite often, and I thought maybe I could do it. And no, I cannot.
Well, what about I just talked to a friend, and her kid was playing like Pee-wee football. What about the idea for parents to make it more interesting, like betting? I mean, people bet on all sports. So just the idea as a parent, could you ever see yourself gambling on your child's sports games? And then would you feel bad if you bet against your child? That seems like that'd be
would be surprised if that doesn't happen all the time.
If everybody goes crazy for the fantasy baseball, fantasy football, I can't imagine. I mean, like fantasy kid sports things where, like, if you're, that kid, he threw 3 tantrums, and that one, somebody wandered off and wanted their mom to take a picture of it and stopped in mid-game. You know what I mean? It's a different point system because the kids aren't racking up the home runs and the 3-pointers would have you, but kid versions.
I feel like you know what your kid's capable of, and you would bet accordingly.
So, you said your daughter is in a league and she's a little sick. She's a little injured. You use that knowledge to bet on the other team to then score more money to take her out for more ice cream after the loss.
Something like that.
That was a lot of steps there. That was you were in the candlestick with Mrs. White. No. Let's get back to the game here. We got a little sidetracked with ice cream. That'll happen with any professional baseball announcer.
Speaking of professional baseball, Dippin' Dots, terrible. The worst ice cream ever created by man.
Yeah, there's so much better ice cream. So many better. I mean,
if I knew how to steal, I probably would have tried.
And that would have ended poorly for you.
Oh. There's a security guard out there who would have had your information. That could be a double play, base. That's textbook 6 to 4 to 3. Oh. Did he leg it out there? Did he make it? No, he did not. And
that was a nice twin killing right there.
We call that a rally killer, my friend. Now, no ducks on the pond. No ducks on the pond, but a lot of geese wandering around shitting on everything. It is Colorado. Do you think geese shit? Is that a Colorado thing? Like, I know, like, some places have, gnats but like, I don't know. Somebody just complain, like, they don't have lightning bugs. Or if they have lightning bugs, how come they don't have thunder bugs? Which does make sense. It seems like they should be a duo.
Come on. Ah.
So no Thunderbird, you're just going to let me...
No, I was focusing on the swing. Yeah, like I said, fuck geese. I'll be right back, Chris.
While he's away, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that his pitcher is going to pitch anyway, and I might hit a home run here.
I'm assuming it'll be right down the middle. Oh, there's the red line. You can see it right there. Yeah, it's going to be... He's going to tee off on this one, and it's coming down the middle. And if you get struck out by no one, I'm so going to laugh at you. Oh, won the count. The computer's pitching. Oh, man,
I think the computer might be better than John.
I was about to say the computer is mixing it up because I was assuming it was just going to be in the same spot. It's actually moving it. That's crazy. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Oh.
He just died.
I wanted to make you think. The first pitch was computer controlled.
Kirk, that was terrible.
Look, I'm a baseball announcer. I'm not a singer. I never claimed to be a singer, but just as an announcer, I felt it was time to sing the Bee Gees. And actually, before the Bee Gees, there was a less popular band called the Spelling Bee Gees. The kids didn't dance to that.
Isn't that supposed to be a ground rule double?
Can I have the origin of that dance? Greek. Can you use it in a sentence? Yes, dance like a funky dance. Okay, thank you. Come on.
All right, and here we go.
Spelling Bee Gees.
Top of the order. Let's see if we can make this happen here. Oh.
Third inning, yeah, all tied up 1-1.
I don't know what happened there. That sucked.
We're swinging at shit that shouldn't have been.
Oh, and I pop it up. Oh, infield fly.
And the crowd is starting the wave, but they're doing it backwards. Uh-oh, that's going to end poorly. They've sent 2 waves, going to crash into each other. Let's call the Red Cross right now. We're going to go back to baseball, but we're going to be praying for the safety of the fans. Right back up the pitcher. Oh, nice snag. Throws it to the shortstop. Did not see that coming in. The 1-6-3 single.
All right, now
you don't usually score that way.
I don't even know how you throw to a shortstop.
The fact that the shortstop caught it and was paying attention, the fact that it just didn't beat him right in the melon, that's a good shortstop.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention because I was laughing.
You should never.
By the way, that cloud over there looks like a Shar-Pei.
There's no button to throw to a shortstop, so I don't even know what happened there. It seems.
We got that's unusual. You know what? That's actually the European style. You know what I mean? Just like basketball is getting into baseball, European. They're taking over and they throw it to the shortstop. I don't know why.
I'm just gonna say that 1-6 is not something you see on.
1-6-3 makes no sense. That's what That's if you're like it's the old joke. That was 1-6-3 if you're scoring from home or if you're all alone. Heyo, come on! Remember the Big Show, Sports Center?
I'm still just blown away that I threw the ball to the shortstop. Sorry, I'm taken aback a little bit.
Wait, what blew your mind?
Many things, Kirk.
Many things blew your mind. If you know what, if your mind, the fact that they could find your mind, I'm impressed. So well done. Because you could take a shotgun and you could miss Chris's mind. That's how.
Hurts, Kirk.
Yeah, words do hurt. All right, the Rockies got an error on that one, but it's 1-1, 2 hits apiece, 1 error right there. He's calling for time just to dig in there. He's gonna. How come I haven't seen anybody spit tobacco? I mean, can you spit tobacco?
Probably not anymore.
Yeah, is that? Chris? Is baseball banned? Can players even do that? Professional baseball players.
I accidentally hit the wrong button.
They absolutely can, for sure. Still, they chew tobacco.
Okay, so it's not illegal. I'm sure the league frowns upon it, but they're not. It seems like it doesn't seem like the younger players are using it as much. That seems almost like once again, sort of an older thing that maybe the older players are hanging on, but it's getting phased out. Just to, the younger players just download an app that says tobacco. You know what I mean?
Oh, here we go.
That's in the corner. That's going back on. Kiss them all right there. Say hello to Judith. That was amazing. Look at that. Okay, I'm strutting. He's strutting. He's too sexy for his shirt. He's sexy for his shirt. Okay.
I still kind of like the games where you actually. We seem to be. The last game was a little bit better with actually getting people on base, but not that good. I seem to remember these games was a lot more, trying to hit good pitches instead of.
I would have to say that Coors Field is playing a little bit of a part in this one because I'm just guessing, much like the rest of real life baseball, they are assuming that altitude plays way more part in the game than it actually does.
So if you guys, if the next game, the next week when we play, like if you switch stadiums, you think less home runs.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because it's the thin air. Like everybody talks about it, and like I always remember the ERA of the Rockies pitching staff was always bloated just because they had to deal with that. Was a it's hard to have good low stat. I mean, you can be an amazing pitcher, but it doesn't help.
Back in '93, they did have a there was a no humidor, which is what they have now. They have a humidor that controls the humidity of the ball. But in '93, probably through about '97, they had no humidor, and the ball would fly further.
Wait, so like for cigars, like it's a box to make. They have a box, but for baseballs.
Yeah, pretty much. The dry air, like there was a there was amount of wow, that was terrible. So they implemented the humidor, and it was supposed to help out with the amount of home runs and pitchers' ERAs. But there's still a little bit of a bloated ERA just because it's Coors Field, so we are dealing with an altitude of 5,280 feet, which makes the ball fly further than what you would see at sea level.
Right. Well, and then I mean, think about it. There was a lot of Rockies pitchers that had higher ERAs than you think would, in the fours, but their records would still be good because the Rockies bats could then score more runs to then compensate. So it wasn't as a detriment because the Rockies could just hit altitude balls too and catch up, right?
Well, that was the thought, but essentially what happened was, like with Larry Walker, they assumed that he was only a good hitter because he was hitting at altitude all the time.
Like padded stats. Oh, that he was playing at Coors all those games, so it's inflated.
Right. But what they don't take into account, like the other couple of years ago, one of our pitchers had a really good season, and Kyle Freeland, and he was in the Cy Young talks because he had a good season. But he was overlooked in the long run because they just kind of said, oh, this guy.
It seems like West. It seems like West teams get overlooked more often. Like if you're not in LA or New York in the big markets, it's you can be amazing, but just the press doesn't cover you because it's just easier to do the ones right. I mean, I think that's a part of it. Like if you're in not a huge market, you can be killing it, but not get the same attention.
Well, and yeah, you hit LB to advance, John. By the way,
see, I haven't gotten that far. Right. I didn't know that.
But you hit L Bean. You're ordering L Bean.
Yeah, L Bean.
You're getting a nice pullover, and that's oh man, that's the end of the inning. The double play.
So
3-1 Rockies over the Blue Jays. Coming up right there. What's
things that we look at as Rockies fans, which is like the Kyle Freeland thing where he was in the Cy Young voting because he had such a good season.
But he didn't win it. You think that would give him bonus points?
You would think that they would get bonus points, being that he pitched half his games at Coors Field, but they do not equate it the same as saying like, oh, a batter at Coors Field had padded stats because he is, low or high altitude, but they don't.
Because who do you think is throwing to the batters? Stupid. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense. It just seems such a basic thing. if the batters are getting padded stats, then the pitchers are getting fucking battered.
Right. So it's kind of one of those things like, you give them points on one side. You say that, oh, well, he does better at batting because he's at altitude. Well, shouldn't a pitcher who does well at altitude get double points for the Cy Young?
Is it just because people are so offense driven and they just always just focus on the points and and exciting rather than the defensive aspect of it? They would rather praise a batter than praise a pitcher.
Well, I think the market plays a lot into it as far as like if you're pitching in LA or New York, one of the big markets, they don't want to see a Rockies pitcher get the Cy Young versus, because there's just going to be too much like, who cares? It's the Rockies.
Well, and they the big teams also pay the big money, so it's like they want return on their investment. Like, look, we're paying this chucklehead $60 million. He better win the Cy Young. It
Right.
seems almost yeah.
But when you're paying, a pitcher at sea level to pitch and he throws, you know, really cool sliders and curveballs, but he can't do the same thing here, you would think that you would give a pitcher who pitches half his games here better points, but they really never do, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like it would be like hazard pay because it's just like your job is more difficult, so you should be compensated for that. I mean, it makes sense when you spell it out like that, but I just can't imagine them ever doing anything like that, which is odd.
Hey, Larry Walker made it into the Hall of Fame, so you know what? Maybe we'll. Uh-oh.
Oh
That
well, he
one's
was a
gone.
constant. I mean,
Oh
he
no.
was off the wall.
Oh, and he is.
Oh, couldn't even make it to second base. Man, that's a slow bastard. That is a
I
slow
thought it
runner.
was
I mean,
gone, so I really
faded off
wasn't
the
paying
wall.
attention. Also, I have contributed nothing in the last like 5 minutes.
Oh no, what were we talking about? Yeah, but no, Larry Walker. I mean, consistent 300 hitter. Yes, I mean I remember, and then I mean just 40 home runs, good for 40 home runs, 100 15 RBIs, 100 like for several seasons in a row. Like
Yeah, and I
did he
mean,
finish with 500 home runs, or am I exaggerating? I remember he left in some impressive, but I mean had to be close to 300 career average. I mean the man could hit the ball.
yeah, but the argument was always that Coors Field produced it was a padded stat. So maybe he would have only been, you know, 272 if it would have been any other ballpark. So,
Right. I think, to be honest, I think it's just sort of the woulda, coulda, shoulda a baseball. Like, to be honest, I think that's the big part of the game. It's just like announcers have to fill the time in between the ball scratching and the spitting and the man. So it's like you invent stuff to, well, what if then just to fill time, but I don't know. It seems like I don't know, like mental gymnastics or something. It seems like tabloid. What are the celebrities thinking? What are I mean, at a certain point, like what are this baseball player's girlfriend is not happy with the thing. Like, why do I know the baseball's girlfriend's name? This is stupid. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being old curmudgeon man right now, but I'm just like ESPN they've added a element of um, to their coverage, and it's annoying.
what kills me is like I'm a big baseball guy and I pay attention to most of it, but some of the stuff like the advanced statistics that I see, such as like WOBA, XFIP,
Yeah,
all
there's a couple new ones. I don't even know what the hell they are, and people have tried to explain it, and I just can't. I don't know if I'm just annoyed and I'm is physically rejecting it, but it's like I'll just stick with the stats that I know.
yeah, some of it gets
Could you explain it simply, or am I going to get annoyed?
So
yeah, some it can be kind of tough to explain.
at a certain point, the minutia where it's kind of that guy's hit ratio thing is at a 987. Well, that's a good amount of that. Whatever the hell that means is that he just struck out. So
just like I did. Yeah.
yeah. So tough titties. Am I right? Can I just say tough titties? If I ever got a tattoo, I think that's what it would be. That's what it would say.
Well, and the beautiful thing is, like, the Rockies haven't been that good in the last couple of years. They made it to the playoffs, a couple of years ago, but realistically, it's all, within the team. If they don't make it past the first round of the World Series, I feel like they didn't really deserve to win.
Right. Well, and how are the fans here? Because I like. See if this makes sense, because like coming from Arizona, like Arizona fan, you're hard pressed to find a native. So most people have moved there from someplace else. Like a lot of Midwest, a lot of Chicago, a lot of things. So like a lot of people, they already have their sports team ingrained in them. You know what I mean? Their family is a Red Sox or wherever. You know what I mean? So when they move to Arizona, they'll like when the Arizona sports team is doing well, everybody rallies behind them. But when they're subpar, there's kind of I don't have time for you. You know what I mean? Like you kind of suck. So, I mean, it's not bandwagon-esque, but it's just kind of like if you're not putting on a quality team, why would I come support that? But you know what I mean? Like when the Detroit Red Wings show up to play hockey, it's half the arena is Red Wings fans, just because that's their home team. Does that make sense?
And Colorado is a little bit of they're different in their execution, because there is, a few diehard fans like myself who know better but still cheer anyway. And then we have a party deck at Coors Field, which is a place where people can go and drink and do other things than actually watch the game, which makes it
like the
more
people that go
exciting
to
to go to the
clubs.
ballpark.
The people that want to be seen and are Instagramming photos and they go to the club, and not paying attention to the game at all, but just to be seen.
Yeah, pretty much. And so they have all, this party deck, and it's a different culture. Like there's, people pretend like, oh yeah, I'm going to the Rockies game. It's going to be a lot of fun, but
they don't care. They have no. I imagine, and especially, it's got to be frustrating when the Broncos were winning championships. The band, because like listening to sports talk radio in Dent is annoying. Just coming from Arizona, because there was almost a sport like the Broncos didn't win the championship. This is bullshit. We win every year. But as a diehard Broncos fan, it would be hard to all of the new people moving into your state, and then all of a sudden they're a Broncos fan through and through just because they moved here and they know the team won the champ. You know what I mean? That's got to be tough. That's got to be annoying.
Back in 2007, when the Rockies went to the World Series, there was a lot of people who were bandwagon fans. They didn't really care about the Rockies as far as you could throw them, and until the end of the season when they made that incredible run to go to the World Series. And it was kind of amazing as a Rockies fan, a diehard guy. I'm going, you don't even know who these players are. You're just doing it because you want to do it. And it was always annoying because for someone like me who was in it the whole time, I'm like, it almost cheapened it a little bit.
Well, and I think that's what people that aren't into sports, I don't think it's like the more you get into something, kind of the deeper the layers, but just sort of the building of a team. The improvements from year to year, the acquisitions. Oh, they finally got a 3-hitter. You know what I mean? They got someone who can actually have some bat that can like drive in some runs. They needed a closer. You know what I mean? To see to stay with that team and watch that progress. and then it's to me it's almost the equivalent of like a music fan or something, and knowing the band that hit big and now everybody likes because they heard them on the radio. Like you knew them before. You were in the dive bar when there was 40 other people enjoying them before these idiots just found out
What
about
the
them.
hell?
I think is an equivalent.
John, that was an easy out you missed right there.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Well, and a lot of it, Kirk, it was annoying to see, like when the Rockies played the Red Sox in the World Series, and a lot of people were like, you know, stoked about it. Oh, the Rockies are in the World Series. Well, I pretty much knew that they were going to lose just because of the way everything unfolded. But there was a lot of people who bought tickets to those games just because,
Where are you going?
Yeah, you're running the wrong way.
Yeah.
This might be an inside the park home run.
No.
How fast is he's got at least a triple? Come on, make it to three. Hey, inside goal! Safe!
God.
Yeah, see, look at that. No, Mr. Nick. Look, come on. Who's the damn analysis here, okay?
I may. That
but
was
yeah,
horrible.
we had, there was a lot of people who were, thinking the Rockies had a good shot at winning that World Series, and I kept saying like, nah, they're not going to win, and they
Was it
ended up
just the
getting.
team? They were just overmatched? Like, there's just no way they had the players?
No, what happened was the Rockies were on an incredible roll. They were basically just playing with momentum, and when
So they got hot at the right time in the playoffs.
well, yeah, they won like 20 out of 22 to get to a wild card play-in, and then they
Oh
won the.
wow! So the Cinderella story, just they barely eked in, and then they're creating havoc. So it's the underdog to root for.
Well, and so they ended up winning the playoff game, the wild card play-in, and then they went in and swept the. They went in and swept the first round team. And it's foggy, but they essentially just kept winning and winning and winning, and they eventually swept the NLCS. So there was they didn't play a whole lot of they won 4 in a row basically.
So they were rested. They were rested. They were winning and they're rested. And the other, yeah.
And then the Red Sox went to Game 7, so they were playing while the Rockies were just sitting. So if you've ever been part of a team, not only is there skill, but there's a little bit of like momentum that you ride on.
Oh well, I imagine you would like if you're killing it, like if you're 20 out of 22 or whatever it was, you want to play now. You don't want to sit around and you got the mojo. You don't. It's like you don't want to talk. It's it being in the zone or like as a band or like it's like you don't want to talk about it or you might lose it. But it's just like when things are clicking. Right.
So
like that's
yeah. And so they went to games. The Red Sox went to Game 7. They had. So the Rockies had like a week and a half where they didn't play. They actually had a chance to think about what they were actually in, So they
had time to ponder a bit instead of
yeah,
just playing muscle memory, and then they go, "Hey, oh my! If we do this, we'll blah blah blah," and they weren't thinking about that before. They were just playing. They were just it's like next game, boom, got it, cool. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah,
and so
the rhythm. Yeah.
They eventually found themselves coming out completely flat-footed and more down to earth as to what their, their actual.
Well, you heard the story about that. It sort of reminds me like the Ted Williams. The one time that Ted Williams went to the World Series. Did you hear the story? Like basically like the Red Sox had the pennant. They had it wrapped up. And the coach was worried that his players would get stale. So he had exhibition games. And during one of the exhibition games, to keep the team sharp, Ed Williams got plunked. He got hit in the elbow by a pitch. And it during the World Series, the
Don,
one
I
time
will
he was
be
there,
right
he
back.
hit 210.
What's that? Oh, he's going to be right back. I'm going to pause it because I'm going to do the exact same thing. Hold on real quick, Kirk.
All right, I'm back. And Kirk, I think it kind of reminds me of what you turned me on to, which was the Battered Bastards of Baseball.
Oh yeah, you remember? Like that's it's inspirational to me. Like it's the underdog guys.
Yeah, and those guys, if they were good because they were, everybody kind of thought they were bullshit, and they just came out and played the game.
Yeah, they were having fun. They were doing what they did, and yeah, older guys. Like I think they knew. Look, not everybody's the star. Everybody has a role. I think that's a huge thing. Like this. I don't know. The Detroit Pistons coming together to beat the blah blah blah. Like there's a, honest. There's something about that team. Like I said, just getting a little bit better and just adding that one. Oh, they finally got that defensive stopper that they needed to make it deeper into the playoffs. Cool. But no, I can talk sport. Like it's funny because like I haven't really followed sports since like '92, but I can still get fired up about the game and the storylines. Like the players change and the game changes. Maybe it gets a little faster, but it's when I watch it like a new game. Like I'll watch it something. I'm like, okay, that guy's the point guard that plays. That guy does that. Like after a while, you kind of. I don't know. If you know the game, you know the game.
God, gotcha.
Oh, out at the home plate. Woo! That.
It was worth a shot.
I was going to say, you're trying to capitalize on the last time I screwed up.
Yeah, we're in the 8th inning. This is an exciting ball game, folks. If you tuned in, you got your money's worth. Look at these fans back there. They are hopping around like a bunch of monkeys on PCP. Are you kidding? Look at them. Look at them. Look at them back there. Woohoo! Jumping up and down. I need my fix. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to pay a lot for that muffler.
I'm guessing
Listen to these fans.
Pitcher's getting tired.
You got to warm up the bullpen. It's the 8th inning. Get that bullpen going. Come on, you're burning. You're destroying these guys' arms.
He's got 110 pitches.
Yeah, that's fine. Come on, at least have the pen going. This guy he's just. You're gonna pitch that guy till his elbow just falls out of his arm. That's unhealthy.
But it's kind of funny, Kirk. Like I'm essentially a baseball nut, so like I could talk about baseball for days, and hopefully the listeners would enjoy it. But fuck the Cardinals. That's all I gotta say.
You're very anti. Did you hate Ozzie Smith and like Vince Coleman? What's wrong with Vince Coleman? He could steal 100 bases. And Lee Smith, the closer? Come on, Lee Smith with his Jerry curl hair? That guy was intimidating. That guy was like...
Don't try and sway me, because if, everybody's got their team that they hate, and the Cardinals suck. And the fact that they got Nolan Arenado from us makes it even sting a little bit more.
All right.
Well,
John, did in Little League, did Chris lose to a Little League team that was the Cardinals, perchance? Maybe it's a childhood issue. I'm just trying to.
Possibly.
Wow, that was a good play by the shortstop there, but just too deep in the hole to get didn't have the arm strength to get it there. But it was a nice try there.
Oh,
A for effort for the shortstop.
I'm not upset that they took Arenado. I'm upset that the Rockies gave up $50 million to get rid of him.
God damn it.
Hey, here's our best player, and we'll give you $50 million on top of that. Wrong.
And if you look at the cloud in the corner over there, it looks like a whale humping a submarine, which does happen. It does. It's about 11%. 11% of submarines have been documented by the Navy getting humped by a whale. It's a fact. Look it up and prove me I'm wrong. Man, that was a horrible throw. The catcher had to go way out to get it, and that's going to bring in another run. It's a tie ball game, folks. It's 4-4. What's going on here?
Oh.
I don't know what happened there, but that this is a good ball game, folks. We got a good ball game here.
Yeah, we got runs. We got much more exciting.
God damn it!
Check swing held up. What? That was strike 3. Ending over at the end of the 8th, folks. It's 4-4, and we got a barn burner. So stop burning that barn. It's not good for global warming. The less barns that are burning, the better, people. All right, we got some action in the bullpen. We didn't. They didn't bring him in yet. They're just warming him up. By the way, the Diamondbacks pitcher's number is 69, dude. Just saying. Okay. No, you think I'm being immature? Look, man. See?
He's doing the same thing. He's hoping to get his pitcher ready for the my at bat.
Are you stalling to let the bullpen guy throw more?
I don't think he's actually changed a pitcher yet, so I'm not sure he knows how. Oh, there he goes.
You have to have a thorough job interview. Make sure he has a good resume before you evaluate him to move him to the bullpen.
Take that, fucker.
Oh, it's going.
Damn it.
It is no longer a tie ball game, folks.
God.
We call that a ding-donger. Look out. 5-4 Rockies, and those fans, oh my God, they're about to riot. Well, they're not going to riot, but they're not going to pay a lot for that muffler.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
I brought in the wrong pitcher.
Wow, that was that one. See, John, right here, what you want to do as the pitcher is not let them do that. See, that's the exact whatever happened.
Yeah,
And
no.
if somebody else hits a home run, you got to plunk them. You got to go for the head. Let's have can you do a bench clearing brawl? That would be fun.
Oh.
Oh, down he goes. He's got to be upset about that. He's got to charge the mat. No.
No, that's just poor sportsmanship.
You're saying that's Bush League there. Bush League. Let the umpire step it. Look, he's. After that beanball, the umpire had to warn him and go, "Hey, mister, do you need a timeout? Do you need a timeout? That's where they're going. Because look, you look like you got to go potty, but you're throwing a tantrum. So it's a very understanding, fatherly figure umpire. You just, you know what? He walks out. He's like, look, I'm not upset with you hitting that guy. I'm just disappointed. And you're like, ah, yeah. That was like a little Hallmark play there. Come on, nothing. You guys are dead inside. You have no emotions. You're probably busy playing baseball. Talk to me.
Just a little bit.
We should probably be keeping score, and if we're keeping score, it is 2 games.
It's 6-4. The Rockies up by 2 in the 9th inning. That's gonna bring in some runs. The left fielder misplayed that one. Now we got to go. It's got to be 7-4 by now. No.
Gotcha.
Oh, got picked off going back to second base.
That was a complete accident, too.
Well done. Well played. Hey, the accident worked. Am I right? You know what? Kids could be accidents. That was an accident that paid off big time.
If we're keeping score in the John versus Chris, the score is 2-0. I am winning 2 games to none.
In fairness, this is the closest game we've had yet.
So we got the bullpen action going. We brought the pitcher. We got the bullpen. He's got a little more pep, a little more speed. Let's see if they can react and catch up there. They 2 runs behind, 3 outs to go. The excitement. I got the little tingly sensation in my scrotum. Does anybody else feel that? Is that just maybe I should look? It's a good. You guys should have it. Come on. Scrotum.
God.
And of course, saying scrotum, he struck out. That's his Achilles heel, which he's going to have worked on the offseason.
Oh, I think for the next couple weeks while we play this game, I'm going to keep track. After this one, it will be 3 games, Chris, 0, John.
You say that.
So basically, you're going to keep track until John wins a game, and then he's going to taunt you forever.
No, I'm not claiming I'm good at.
Oh, eventually, you're going to win one. It'll happen just by odds. Luck of that one. You hit that one. That's in the corner. That's a gap. That's a 2-bagger. Should go to second base right there. A double. Oh, he's running. Oh, now you're.
God. For whatever reason, the controls aren't very responsive. I don't know if that's accurate.
A poor musician blames his instrument. A poor gamesman blames his control stick. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not wrong.
I was about.
You see what I did there? Come on. Boom. That was checkmate.
Yeah, you got it. I was just about to say it too. God damn it.
And that's the game.
That's the game, right? So once it just at the end, lost. Oh, he's got a mullet. He's got a mullet there. Nice going.
At least that was a lot closer than the last few.
No, these are ball games. These aren't blowouts by any means.
That was a very good game. I was sweating it a little bit there, and I came out on top, which is pretty normal in here. So.
Wow, that post-game interview brought to you by Dick. That was a Dick. No, that was nice.
Well, hopefully everybody did enjoy our MLB the Show with Kirk as the announcer, and thank you, everybody. I will hopefully be able to, engage Kirk on some baseball talk as we go along.
And look for highlights. We can cut out some highlights, throw them up on Twitter, and what's our other the
Tube.
Twitch? Not.
Yeah, we'll work out something.
But mostly it'll be me beating John. So we're going to keep track of that. It is 3-0, and I'm just going to keep rubbing that in.
Yep.
Until it's not fun anymore. So
unless I practice and I get better.
Yeah.
Because this is the third time I've played this game. You've been playing it for what? 12 years?
On the Xbox, it's only been 3 days. So what's that say?
What about the PlayStation?
That doesn't count. It's Xbox.
It's a new game. All right. So yes, look at this. This competition. Tune in next week to see how they handle it. They mash it out. This baseball brotherly.
Thank you to all. Yeah. Thank you to all our viewers. Hopefully, we'll get some follows from this. And everybody, I hope you have a good evening. We will catch you next week.
Yep. Have a good night.
Yeah. Have fun. See you next week.